Rob Pelinka, we heard from a second ago on vaccines. He had something else interesting to say about LeBron James. He used the phrase "slim down." Let's listen. Slimmed up. Excuse me. Let's listen.
LeBron's been in working hard, working really early in the morning, and I think the thing that stands out is just his fitness level, and he slimmed up. I think we all know LeBron studies the greats, and he adds things into his game, and I think going into this stage of his career, he's made a decision to come back a little bit leaner, and I think that's going to translate in his explosiveness and quickness. But he's been very, very locked in with his training, and you just get a sense he has a confidence in his teammates. He really does. I think when he looks around the locker room and sees the nameplates or with the guys he's been on the court with, you can just tell he has a high level of confidence in his teammates and what this team could accomplish this season if we all lock in.
I didn't know fitness was ever an issue for LeBron James. That's a scary thought. That's a scary proposition that he's slimmed down at age 37 going into this season. But want to pivot to Giannis. Just saw this a little while ago. Giannis with the quote of the year, "I like being a hunter. I'm not the best player in the world. I'm telling you, I am not. KD, LeBron, Kawhi, Luka, Curry, AD might be. I am not." This is the Finals MVP and two-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year talking. "I am still hunting the all-time greats. LeBron is still the best player in the world." So I want to use those two things because, like, LeBron, get ready for scary hours. He got his camp in Vegas with his new teammates. He in the lab. He slimmed up. He's shredded like a Julian salad. You got Giannis saying he's not the best player. So Vinny, this is straight out of Cujo Goody, bruh. I know you know about your Goody mob. This is listen to me now, believe me later on. You have been the person for years saying that Kevin Durant was the best player in basketball. Lo and behold, been several lists that have been put out going into 2022. Sports Illustrated puts out its top 100 and, of course, top 10 players of 2022. And ta-da! Kevin Durant 1, Giannis 2, LeBron 3, and Steph Curry 4, who we had earlier on Brother from Another.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic 5, Luka 6, Harden 7, Embiid 8, AD 9, Kawhi 10. Resident NBA expert Vinnie Goodwill, what stands out to you about the list? Is it the number one, which you've been saying for years, and now people are recognizing me as number one? Or is it the fact that number two, traditionally, when you win Finals MVP, you are recognized as the best player in the world, especially if you get a 50-piece in a closeout game and lead your team to a championship? What say you, Vinny?
We know what we saw. This whole playoff, we know what we saw when we saw Giannis put up that 50-piece. And that final series was one of the best accumulation series I've ever seen. Not since I've been covering the league, but just since I've been watching it, right? But that damn Kevin Durant. We know what we saw when Kevin Durant took a team on his back for an entire playoff round. I think people are just coming aboard to saying, I knew Kevin Durant could do this. I was just waiting to see him do it by himself. No, that just means you have an overinflated view of your own opinion. And Kevin Durant is no better a basketball player than he was 5 years ago. He's no better a basketball player post-Achilles, gentlemen. Post-Achilles. He's a better basketball player now, post-Achilles, than he was in 2016, 17, 18, or 19. Are you kidding me? We hold ourselves in such high esteem that we made ourselves believe that Kevin Durant was proving something to us and doing what he did in Game 5 and Game 7 of that second round series. He did nothing there, honestly, from a basketball achievement standpoint, than he did in any of the past 5 years. It was a narrative.
It was a narrative.
He's no better a basketball player than he was then. When LeBron James took down the 3-1 Golden State Warriors in the 2016 NBA Finals, you know who the best player in basketball was that year? Kevin Durant.
Let me ask you a question.
Vinny,
Speaking
Vinny.
of LeBron James, wait, hold on, Mike. Let me ask you a question real quick.
Go ahead,
Let me ask you real quick. I got a question. How much of it has to do with, and it's going back to Pelinka saying he's slimmed up, LeBron. You know, he's gotten in better shape, which is crazy. How much of it with LeBron ceding that position in people's eyes? Because LeBron had been the de facto best player. How much of it is people saying, you know what, LeBron ain't that dude no more, so who we gonna put up there? We gonna put Giannis up there. Is that part of this shift in perception? Is it the Olympics this summer? or is it just the playoffs finally got people's attention for Kevin Durant?
It's a little bit of all of that. It's more, I think the playoffs have gotten in our minds with Kevin Durant. I think people have been afraid to say that LeBron is not the best player. I think we've all been afraid as a media to say afraid because, LeBron comes up with these hashtags every year, Washed King, and you don't want to be on that Summer Jam screen if LeBron is holding up a trophy or 2 trophies with a cigar the next time. You don't want to be having to be accountable and stand in front of LeBron if he wins again, because the last time we said LeBron wasn't the best player, he was hurt and all of that nonsense. Yes, media scared. Not y'all, media scared. Wusses. I'd use a much stronger word,
media.
but we here on the FCC airwaves. Some people will say that it's a curry favor with LeBron because they think LeBron cares what they think. You know what I mean? And some people actually don't know what they're watching. Let's be completely honest here. Some people only know what they're being fed, what they're being told. I'm not trying to say that I'm not saying sheep. I'm just saying sometimes we all don't know what we're watching when we're watching it. But I know Kevin Durant's the best player in basketball, and I've known that for quite a long time. It's just put it like this. Put it like this. It's just like a woman in a relationship. She has always known that the relationship is about her. It's just on us when we decide to come aboard to her ideology. We just knew.
You deserve to talk your ish. Mike, what you got?
Man, look, you know what? Your shirt, I'm going to use your shirt, Mike Smith, as inspiration. That's from Midnight Marauders, right? Y'all know that song, that great track, God Lives Through, where I think Tip starts off by saying, there's a million MCs that think they want some. Okay, look, there are a lot of number one players every year. Let's see. Okay, let me just go down the list, Vinny. Vinny, you've been consistent. You say KD. I've heard KD. I've heard Giannis over the years. I've heard Kawhi over the years. I've heard Steph Curry. But I tell you, a guy who just kind of just keeps doing his thing. Kevin Durant hasn't changed. You know who hasn't changed either? LeBron. LeBron hasn't changed. KD hasn't passed LeBron. He hasn't passed him. So, look, can Kevin Durant, can you drop him? Let me ask you this question. If the answer is yes, I'll shut up. I promise. I'll shut up. Can you take Kevin Durant to any team in the NBA, drop him on that team, and assure that team wins 50 games, 82-game schedule, and gets out of the first round?
Yes.
Yeah, if you allow me,
that's an easy yes. That's a low bar for Kevin
Any
Durant.
team in the league?
allow me to retort,
Dog.
Michael Holley. Allow me to retort in the words of Samuel L. Jackson. Kevin Durant is an exceptional player who thrives outside of any system that you put him in. You put him in that nonsense Oklahoma City system, he steals the MVP. You put him in Golden State's ball movement heavy step system, he's the MVP. You put him with the Brooklyn Nets, 3 up and a bunch of, number cards at the end of it, he's still Kevin Durant. LeBron James is a system. That is the gift of him. He is a system within himself where he requires a certain amount of players around him to accentuate all the things that he does great. You can't have another, excellent top-heavy ball handler. You got to have finishers. You got to have shooters. You got to have rebounders so you can spread out everything that he does well. Kevin Durant, all you got to do is give him the ball, man. Just give him the ball.
Okay, look, I don't buy it though. I guess I just don't buy it. I don't think you can just drop.
I'm not
everything you said
selling
about
it.
Kevin Durant is true. Okay,
I'm not selling
you
it.
can't because you can't because it's not sellable.
It's
not sellable.
That was good.
It's not sellable because
that was good. That was good.
if you drop Durant doesn't make the Sacramento Kings a 50-win team. He doesn't.
Why
Durant
doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Why doesn't he?
You just haven't seen it.
Because he doesn't
You haven't seen it.
He doesn't bring everything to
played
the
on the
game that
Kings.
LeBron does. He doesn't.
Michael Holley, I'm going to tell you the separator between Kevin Durant.
Because we got to move.
I got you. The last word between Kevin Durant and LeBron James and Kevin Durant surpassing him. When Kevin Durant became a more engaged defender and LeBron James became a selective one, that's when he surpassed him. That was the line of demarcation. No further questions, Your Honor.
No further questions, but you know what?
See,
Kevin
now
Durant
you're
needs to
using
learn
too many
the
big
proper shoe
words.
size. Right, Mike Smith? Right, Mike Smith?
Now you're using too many big words.
needs
We're
to
going
get
to
the proper-
take it as disrespect, and we're going to move forward
Proper
amicably.
shoe size.
We got to get this in. Yes, exactly. Who knows what would happen? History be different. We got to get this in real quick.
Your excuses.
Doc Rivers Mike, I don't think you saw this. Doc Rivers today on Morning
That's
Joe, as he continues to promote his podcast, had a great line. Vinny, a week from now when we talk to you, who the hell knows what's going to happen in Philadelphia, okay? Media day is around the corner. It's going to be a circus. Here's what Doc Rivers said on Morning Joe today about the Ben Simmons situation.
Ben Simmons says he wants out of Philly. Have you talked to him? You going to convince him to stay?
Well, I'm going to try. I mean, there's times that I think we're getting through, and then there's times that I think that I'm talking to people who still believe Trump won the election. So I'm not sure, but I'm going to keep trying. Let me say that.
All right, well, let's hope you get him back. I know you'd like to take another crack at him and give him another chance in the playoffs.
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. Like, Doc got jokes, but serious business. Like, Simmons ain't trying to hear your media tour, your PR bandage, your Band-Aid that you do. Like, it's not buying. It's not getting through to him. Vinny, your crystal ball tells you, what are we going to see? What's going to happen between now and the next time we see you next Friday, or maybe sooner? If you're around, Ben Simmons going to get moved? Stalemate? What? Where are we here? Limbo?
We ain't gonna see Ben Simmons. We might see some shooting around videos. You know what I mean? We might see him hopping in and out of a Lambo. But that relationship is a relationship that needs to end, and apparently Doc Rivers does not know that yet. And I don't know about y'all. If you've been in some one-ended relationships that you know it needs to end and they don't, that is awfully uncomfortable. He knows it though.
So you're saying Doc is stalking him? Doc is stalking
Not
Ben
stalking
at this
him,
point?
but Doc keeps showing up and wondering why the key don't work and just knocking on the door. Just a little trying to figure out why I'm taking up 75% of the bed.
Talking.
I got you. Doc cheated without a prenup is what happened. And now he know it's cheaper to keep her. That's what they're saying. They went looking around for that 20%, trying to figure out who we could upgrade. We only want one business. And now it's like, oh, hell, we got to live with him. We got to figure out how to play nice because it's cheaper to keep her. That's what this situation boils down to.
Wasn't the dude's name Mike in the Why Did I Get Married movie who was doing all that? Bald-headed black guy. Wasn't his name Mike?
It was.
Not saying
Mike.
Not saying you, Michael Smith, because you are clearly
cheating on Jill Scott. And then you saw how Jill Scott got all glammed up. You saw what happened to Jill Scott?
The full glam up.
He was a jerk though.